Hello, everybody. I'm Mihaela Stroe, and in this amazing interview today, I am so excited to have here along with me my dear and best friend Antonia Lomer to unfold for you some ideas about the journey of self-innovation. Welcome, Antonia, and thank you so much from the beginning for your presence here to discover this very exciting concept.
Thank you so much, Mihaela. First of all, for the invitation, and secondly, for the really kind words that you used to describe me and to describe also our relationship. I'm looking forward to do this interview together.
Let's start our interview with a short presentation of you for our audience to understand where you are coming from and why you are here, invited by me. Okay? So, guys, Antonia is a digital tech innovator and founder of Disruptive Humans. I want, Antonia, before presenting you, to let the audience know that we know each other for more than 15 years, if
Yes.
I correctly, yeah? So we have a very long relationship. But let's get back to your presentation. You, with more than a decade of global innovation roles at various companies such as Vodafone, Oracle, Accenture, and Temenos, you pioneered unexplored, let's call them, territories in technology and transformation. Two domains that I'm very interested in, as well. And alongside this corporate work, you deeply committed to social innovation with a specific focus on empowering women to navigate change and to rise above challenges. And here also we have a common interest as well. And I love your motto, innovate today. Why to wait if you have this chance of this day? And also, besides this, you are a master of Chinese metaphysics with over 20 years of international practice because you love also support individuals and leaders through feng shui, destiny analysis, personal strategies, and of course, intentional energy alignment. Now, I'm very curious how our interview will go together, will unfold today, because I have only 5 questions for you, Antonia. But
Perfect.
these are very profound because I want to keep our interview short to give just a glimpse of social innovation to our audience today. So let's share with our audience also, despite our long journey together, recently we had a very close collaboration because you contacted me in order you to do your own journey of self-innovation and self-transformation with me. And I want us to start from here because my first question is, if you look back recently, how would you describe the moment when you contacted me after many years when we got into a relationship together? What were your challenges, or let's call them inner struggles
Mm,
at that time? Okay, to
yes,
start the
and
interview. Yeah.
yes, and thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. And for the question as well, because I think you were always in the back of my mind. And I remember the first moment of our encounter, and we were doing an exercise with a group, At that time, I was barely starting university, and it was an exercise about challenging the mind and understanding that whatever we tell the mind, that's our boundary. So I always had that exercise in the back of my mind, and I always thought that at one point, in the right moment, we'll definitely work together. So when I heard that you are doing this program, this transformation program of 90 days, I was really curious about it. So I wanted to understand what's in the program, what the program facilitates, how are you helping your clients? Because I already went through a lot of self-development on my own or with the support of others, either coaches, mentors. I think I already had a really good support group, and it felt like something was missing. So the moment that we finally had a conversation and you explained more about the program, you had the missing pieces that I was looking for and that I needed. And looking back now, after finishing the program, I think it was also the right time for me. And I think timing is really important in personal development because sometimes you want to work on some things, but maybe you are not prepared, or maybe you just don't have that inner wisdom developed enough to really go through the inner work, because your program comes with a lot of inner work. And this is what I tell people when I recommend your program to them. Prepare to work on yourself, like to really work on yourself. There's no magic recipe, there's no magic framework. There's not something that you can change from one day to another. You cannot go from 0 to 100 in a second. So you really have to do the work. And I think for me, that was the moment when I was prepared to do such a deep work with myself. And I had the time, I had the resources. It was the right time for me, for sure.
I totally agree with you, Antonia. And while you are talking, I was thinking about my experience of guiding people, especially women entrepreneurs and leaders, about this self-discovery and self-innovation. And you, with also more than 2 decades of working with people about Chinese metaphysics, because it's a long history there, we can both draw one conclusion, let's call it like that, that in order to become and to fulfill your destiny, the secret ingredient is self-discovery through practice.
Absolutely. Yes. I loved
It's not
how you
another
framed that.
secret.
Mm-hmm. And this is something I was discussing with a client. I was basically telling him, you have this gift. And he was like, yeah, but, I'm not really comfortable with this. I don't know what to do with it. And he was, I think, looking for a way to understand how to make the most of it. But at the same time, it was kind of against his nature or his current experience. So I said to him, and it was the moment when it really clicked for him. Think about a way to honor your inner self and your own gifts. So not using a gift is basically a way to dishonor yourself. On the contrary, when you actually use your gifts, it's a way to honor yourself and the gifts that you received, for this life. And that's when it makes sense. And that's why I loved how you frame it, because indeed, having a gift or, having a really beautiful inner energy is not enough unless you practice it. And this is how you develop it, for sure.
Yeah, that's why we practice self-discovery 90 days in order to become
Exactly.
to become a deep habit, not a
Yes.
surface habit.
Mm-hmm.
I want, Antonia, our main focus for this special interview today, one of the many we will create together in this lifetime. I want to focus on self-innovation because it's a concept that you want to bring also to the table for your clients in the next period. And I strongly support you because I know how important it is. And I want for our audience, I want to frame. This is my framework. Let's call it like that. From my experience, self innovation as a journey you consciously choose, just like an entrepreneur would innovate a business. So I want to make this metaphor because I'm also an
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur, you are also an entrepreneur, and we address to female entrepreneurs and leaders. So only here, in this particular case, let's call it the business, it's your own identity, your mindset, and your way of living, which is unique. And I want to ask you, from your perspective, because that's why you are my guest, how do you understand this concept of self innovation after you did your own journey of self discovery with me 90 days? What does it mean for you to innovate your own identity, to reinvent yourself, because you did this journey. And now I want to point this out because only after you did yourself the self-discovery and the self-innovation transformation journey, you can guide other people. That's why I'm asking you. Please
Mm-hmm.
share with us your, let's say, awareness after
Yes, and
this.
thank you
Yeah.
for the question. I love this question because honestly, the program, so the 90 days program, has a really high intensity and it really breaks pieces of you so that you can rebuild yourself. And that was honestly something that, again, I think I needed. I was in the right moment to do that. And it really helped me to do this self-innovation, probably in a much different way than I did it previously with other programs. So I think there's a lot of value in this program because it manages to break everything into pieces so that you can rebuild it afterwards. And
Question
now,
here, a
yes,
special question here. Is it hurtful? Is it hurtful to break your identity in pieces?
for me it was. So,
No, I want us to be honest
yeah.
with
Mm-hmm.
audience. Don't say
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
this is a pet, like you do like that. Just,
No.
oh, baby, you'll break and you will reinvent yourself.
No, no, it is hurtful, but I think it's a pain that helps. It's that kind of pain that really helps you to progress and really can take you to the next level. So it's that kind of pain. I wouldn't necessarily call it, I don't know, pain in the sense that, oh, it's so unbearable. No, I think it's a pain that you have to go through because you are also healing at the same time. So again, I would say it's a very complex process, and I wouldn't recommend it honestly to someone that's just starting, to discover themselves. I think, yeah, you really need to have a little bit of maturity to go through this process in a proper way. And to me, I redefined actually self-innovation in this program in opposition with self-sabotage. because one of the key things for me was the discovery of the multiple ways that I was self-sabotaging myself. And then basically self-innovation is on the other side of the river. So when you're not self-sabotaging yourself, be sure that you are self-innovating yourself.
Do you know why this is like this, like a coin with two facets? Do you know why it's like this?
So I
Just
can tell you for me,
yes,
um,
for you, because I
yeah.
have also my perspective. Yes,
So
yeah.
for me, basically it's a different mindset. So self-sabotage is completely a different mindset. And self-sabotage for me comes with lack of awareness. Whilst on the other hand, self-innovation involves a high level of awareness. And there's a really nice saying that we have in innovation. We say that, and Duncan Wardle also coined this very well. We say that innovation starts in imagination. Basically, self-sabotage doesn't really have a really good level of imagination because you are working on the same mechanisms to self-sabotage yourself. And when you are in the same pattern, it's very hard to recognize anything outside of it as being an opportunity.
I really love it. Innovation starts in imagination. It's so true. Thank you for this awareness. I just want to mention I agree with what you say about different mindsets. It's also, besides lack of awareness in self-sabotaging ourselves, it's also lack of energy.
Mm,
Because when we self-sabotage, we lose a lot of mental energy. And
yes.
when we, let's say, take back the power of the energy, the gain, the energy that you've got, you can reinvest it in innovation. So I will add next to self-sabotage, lack of self-awareness plus lack of energy, personal energy
Mm-hmm.
and mental energy. I,
Yes.
I, I really I really love it. I just want Antonia, because people they nowadays they don't like any more theoretical stuff. We want to be very practical, and I want because time is running. I want to put the next two questions into one,
Mm-hmm.
because I want you to share with the audience one specific step or tool that you felt that transformed you in order to self-innovate. So one example of a step or a tool, and next to that, one visible result. But let's
Mm-hmm.
take them one by one, because they are connected.
Absolutely. And I love this question because whilst I was in the program, maybe towards the end, one of my friends that I trusted him and I said, I really need someone during this journey. He asked me at one point, if you have like one takeaway or if there's one thing that really helps you in this program, what is it? So I love this question because I reflected on it early on. And I have to say, to this day, so even after the program ended, I am still using this method of awarenesses, the journal of awareness. And not only that I use it, but I managed to adapt it to how it works best for me. So, for example, sometimes I have an awareness moment randomly in a different setting. Maybe I don't have my notebook with me. Maybe I don't have, any quick form of noting that down. However, I take my phone and I do a voice memo, something audio. And that works very well for me. And then I go back and I distill it even further. So I really, really love this. And it's something that I've taken away with me from the program, I would say from day one. So I would definitely recommend this to everyone, besides the many tools, because it's really hard to just focus on one thing.
Yeah.
But one thing that worked for me, and one thing that I'm still practicing to this day, and probably will be with me forever, it's this methodology of journaling your awareness moments and have these times of reflection to leave the space and create the space for these awarenesses to come to the surface.
I have just one question here because the visible result.
Mm-hmm.
If you use it hand to write with the hand, this journal of awareness, or you use it on the computer, because some people maybe can be curious, how do you do it? How is working for you?
Yeah. So for me, the best way that it works is the audio, and I will
Okay,
explain
or
why.
audio.
Yes, the voice memos. So I also sometimes I write, sometimes I write by hand, sometimes I write on computer. But what I found really interesting is the voice memos, because I can hear myself and I can perceive the emotional state or the way I asked myself a question. And for me, that's a really interesting thing. I used to do that in the past, maybe not as disciplined as I am now, but for me, it's really eye-opening. And sometimes I even go back to the notes I left to myself, these voice memos, maybe years ago, and I can sense the state I was in. I can really feel, oh, I was like really low energy here. Or, I can feel there's an emotion there.
I really love it. That's why I'm asking, because it's true. Our voice reflects from nonverbal communication. I'm speaking point of view right now. The
Mm-hmm.
voice has a very important degree of energy, and how we feel, the emotion that we
Mm-hmm.
feel in that moment. And a visible result, Antonia, beside, besides what you are doing on LinkedIn and on
Yes.
social media,
I
that,
would
that
say
you
those are the
appear.
tangible ones. Yes.
Yes,
So I
yes,
would
yes,
split the results in tangible and non-tangible or intangible.
yes.
But I think the most important result for me is this change of attitude towards achievements. So I'm now enjoying the journey more than the outcome. And I will give you here a very simple example, because I'm someone who is disciplined in general. And I put really hard targets for myself. Now I've managed to simplify a little bit this for me. And I have this morning exercise routine that was very military, very army like in the past. And now I'm more gentle with myself. For me, it's more important to get up every morning and do the exercises, even if I don't do let's say, the maximum number of the exercise, or even if I don't do the entire routine. I accept the fact that, oh, okay, so today maybe I'm in a different emotional state, or I have a different level of energy, and I'm fine with that. So for me, that's part of enjoying the journey, and not necessarily the results, because I could do, let's say, the hard numbers every morning, but that wouldn't necessarily make me happy, or it wouldn't necessarily give me the inner satisfaction and the inner peace that I need, especially to start my day.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's very important what you just said right now, to enjoy the journey. And in our
Exactly.
case, with this interview, we want to encourage female entrepreneurs and leaders to start enjoy the journey of self-innovation. That's why we are
Absolutely.
here. And I want for the last question, because I told you that time is flying when I'm
Yes.
with you I cannot stop it. I want to be very grateful to you, Antonia, because you are a master in this Chinese metaphysics, and I wanted to learn more about my destiny chart. And you had a session with me, and I really recommend your work uh, and the awareness that you brought for me in when you were speaking and reading, because I cannot read what you sent me. You were interpreting the destiny chart for me.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking now from a perspective of a woman that is working with the inner self. Okay, when you told me that one of my greatest strengths in this life is friendship, let's take an example. As if you remember, everything made sense for me.
Mm-hmm.
How I treat friendship, how I suffer when I lose a personal friend, and so on. So, from my personal experience with you, that I'm very grateful because I have you and I call you and you give to me a guidance that I need in that moment for my business and for myself. I want you to give a message to the other women out there that, let's say, they are interested in self-innovate themselves, to reinvent or to transform their life from inside out. Maybe they are lacking direction, or maybe they are unsure about their life mission or about their life destiny. What message do you believe would be helpful for them from your expertise point of view?
Yes, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate the kind words, and thank you for that because to me it's very precious. So in this area, I really see in people during the sessions, especially the first session, where they discover a lot of information, a lot of new things. I see that, and I think this is valid also for personal development programs, such as the program that you offer. Whenever you know something about yourself, you can really develop that skill or, that talent, whatever it is. So awareness really brings clarity, light, and acceptance. So I think really this level of awareness can bring you to that self-acceptance. And honestly, that's one of the reasons that I started to learn Chinese metaphysics at an early age, and I was curious about it because as an introvert, I was not only looking to discover myself and to understand myself, but also to understand and accept other people. And this inner work that I did was basically a tool that helped me reach this level of self-acceptance. I know much better who I am. I know how I interact with people, and it's easier to accept other people as well.
True, very, very true. Antonia, I want to say that I would like this to continue forever and ever, because we just reached only a short level of awareness about self-innovation. We unpacked, let's say, 1% today
We
in
just
our,
scratched the surface.
we just, yes. And for me as well, awareness is the first, I totally agree, is the first step, let's call it like that. And after that, from my experience, it's very important, personal vision and, as you call it, destiny, in
Mm-hmm.
order to know, to define who you want to be.
Exactly. And
And
destiny, just to
yeah,
add a little bit of context here.
Yeah, please.
Destiny is basically a sum of our decisions. And when you do take decisions with a higher level of awareness, then you are more comfortable with the decisions, you are more aligned, you are able to align your intentions correctly with the decisions and the actions that you take, and basically have the outcomes that you want and that you intended for. So, destiny, I wouldn't say it's something that's already written for us, it's something we are writing through our entire life.
I totally agree, and I'm my personal story. It's a demonstration with what you said right now, because as I was increasing step by step in my inner work, the level of awareness about who I am. You know, we build our identity passport for life
Mm-hmm.
in our program. Uh, then everything was so clear to take decisions and to make rapid decisions in this era of rapid changes. I believe it's the key not to lose the precious time and energy and resources anymore. So, Antonia, um, let's make a deal. Uh, I'm very interested about self-innovation, and I'm also very disruptive as you are in this context, a global
Mm-hmm.
context that is right now. Let's make a project or a pact together that we will be more vocal in the next period for women entrepreneurs and leaders to become more
Mm-hmm.
courageous and to speak louder their truth and their inner
Absolutely.
wisdom. And this is just the beginning. I want to think about when we close this interview, this is the beginning of our cooperation in the future. So thank you so much for your insights.
Absolutely. Thank you also for creating the space and for organizing this. It's always a pleasure talking with you. And yeah, I hope we do this more often. And this way we have a better chance to inspire other women and, to create more support for each other. And I would say I would even go beyond that. I hope, that we not only create support, but also mentorship and sponsorship because I feel like this is sometimes missing for women. But it's such a great opportunity at the same time to contribute in that sense and that area.
I totally agree, Antonia. Let's take it now to our audience to give them, to ask them first of all, to thank them to listen to us and to have the patience to listen to the end our interview, and to ask them to share what they resonated with from our interview, or if they have further questions
Mm-hmm.
about your work, about my work, about this concept of self-innovation, because it's not so much literature there or practical stuff. So we want to contribute to their awareness as well. So thank you, Antonia. Thank you, guys, for watching us. And please comment and share this interview to your friends and to dear ones if you like what we unfold here for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very soon, Antonia. Let's
Yeah.
uh, prepare the next round for us. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you also. Kisses. Bye.
Bye.